Colossus, he can do it. What's the sentry count? It's pretty low. Are there force fields, though? Yes, there are enough to force field the ramp. Hazorb's trying to bait him. Hazorb's is supply blocked. Heavily supply blocked. Even 2 pylons won't be enough here. It's massive, massive damage. Losing the Nexus and pylons means that Hazorb's cannot reinforce. And 4GG can. He's going to have to build 2 more pylons. That's another 30 seconds of not being able to warp in anything. He can't build this Colossus. It's been sitting there for like the past minute. 4GG could kill him. Another Mothership core out. Do we have enough for Photon Overcharge? No. We might get a time warp out of this. Maybe. Depends if 4GG decides to go. He's bringing a few more reinforcements. Man, if he scanned and saw that there was only 1 Colossus, I think he would have just gone. No thermal lance either. But the longer he waits, the worse an engagement this is going to be for him. There's going to be a second Colossus. There's going to be extended thermal lance. I think 4GG is waiting a little bit too long here. And that's going to be unfortunate. Observer spots the reinforcements coming in. I mean, this army from 4GG should crush this army in theory. But if he lets a second Colossus with extended thermal lance out and he tries to fight up a choke, he may die. But still a very marine-heavy army. It will die pretty quickly up that ramp. We'll see. Probes pulled preemptively. Hazorbs is going to sally forward. He thinks he might have a chance, and he might be right. Let's see how good the force fields are. Not too bad at all. He cuts the army in half. Hazorbs with a great engagement. 4GG waited too long. And Hazorbs easily obliterates half of that army and can absolutely clear this up, and he knows it. 4GG boosts. He's going to lose yet more units. He didn't pick them up and get out of there, and he wasted his boost as well, so this could be bad. He wants another engagement. Stalkers at the front get caught out. Several killed. Probes are still off the line, so Hazorbs is not mining much here. But you got to bear in mind, he had too many probes to begin with. In comes yet more of an engagement, and 4GG is on the receiving end of that one. That's not too good. Oh, more medevacs. He takes out 1. He has no blink. If he had blink, he could have taken out at least 2 more. But Hazorbs now swings it back in his favor. 4GG waited too long. He had the chance. He could have killed Hazorbs, but he didn't want to go up the ramp, and he didn't want to scan either. That was a mistake, I feel. But does Hazorbs have what he needs to break this? There's probes at the front. He thinks he's got it. This is going to be the most delayed Colossus all-in in history. SCV's coming off the line right now. Good shots on the SCVs. Decent force fields. Is it enough to break it, though? 4GG still has a lot of firepower. That army crumbles, and 4GG stims forward. 1 Colossus goes down. Vikings try to take out the second one. 4GG crushes the remaining arm of Hazorbs, and that's it. GG. What is it with people killing themselves in this series? I don't know. But I think, honestly, it was probably the right move regardless, yeah, for Hazorbs. I think it was. Like, his decision-making, I feel, was solid there. He lost his Nexus. He knew his opponent had more. Maybe he didn't know how badly his opponent was off for economy, but I think if he hadn't killed him then, 4GG would have probably just got the lead and killed him, because losing that natural was probably the kind of turning point of that game, I think. So, I do not feel Hazorbs made a mistake there. I think he made the right call, but he wasn't necessarily going to win it anyway. If only it had blink. If he'd killed a little bit more of that army and a few more medevacs, then maybe it would have been a different fight. But as it stood, that was kind of his only hope there. 4GG evens the score. It goes to the ace match. Will it be Vortex coming out again? Find out after the break. It is Ace versus Ace in Millenium versus Mousesports, and it will be Mana that they send out. I actually expected to see Vortex, but no. It looks like they're going to send out Mana. They're confident in his abilities. He's beaten 4GG once before today, and it's going to be on Frost. This is going to be great. Alright, let's rock and roll, ladies and gents. Here we go. To the southeast position of Frost, who has already decisively taken out several opponents. In the Blue Trunks playing Terran, it is 4GG for Millenium. Versus his opponent, also the ace for Team Mousesports. In the Red Trunks playing Protoss. To the northeast, it is Mana. Great play coming out from everybody today. It's been an absolutely phenomenal series. It's been right down to the wire. It's been really exciting. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Well, I think 4GG is going to say, fool me once, shame on me. Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Simply because he died to a pretty brutal 2-base Colossus all-in from Mana last time on Whirlwind. He got way too greedy. Mana read it perfectly and just destroyed him completely. As it stands, I don't expect to see that again. Frost, pretty big map, as you can see. One of the more popular maps, I would say, now in the newer pool. It's pretty good. It's a good, solid map. I like it a lot. This could be tense, though. And Mana willing to go up against someone like 4GG, who has really good TVP. It's brave, but I gotta say, Mana's a really solid player. Very solid indeed. Oh well, let's see where it goes. Okay, so 4GG, what is your plan? He's gonna CC first, by the looks of it. He's going to CC first. Alright, okay. Well, I mean, Frost is a big map, as we said earlier, so let's see how that goes. How greedy can 4GG really get? Will he go back to the greed build again, assuming that his opponent will not do the same thing and go for that 2-base Colossus timing? It's a bit of a risk to take, but yeah, he could still get greedy here and not go crazy. As we saw last time around, he was still greedy, but not as insane as he was on Whirlwind. In the meantime, gateway down. Let's see when Mana takes his gas. It's actually pretty late for gas here. I'd expect a Nexus to come down. Yep, there it is. And then double gas afterwards. I'll say Protoss generally don't take gas that late unless they're going to go for gateway immediately into Nexus. It's just a slightly faster Nexus timing. And against the CC first, it's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Mana's going to scout all positions and he's going to miss this, of course. He'll eventually get there. 4GG with a double barracks behind that. Going to try and play a little bit of catch-up here. I wonder if Mana will try an Oracle build again. I mean, it might work. If he executes it properly and doesn't, you know, run it to its death, then it would be fairly effective. It's pretty good against these gasless CC first builds, simply because you generally don't have combat shields out, you generally don't have stim out, and you're very marine heavy, which means Oracles can do really good work. But don't run an Oracle into 6 Marines. It takes 5 Marines to kill one. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. It's not a very good idea. Mana will scout the last position. He'll also see the SCV leaving as well, so 4GG's not going to know where his opponent is for a little bit of time. Admittedly, he can kind of guess on the scouting timing that he's actually pretty far away there, but it's hard to say, honestly. It is a 4-spawn map after all. So there's the scout. He sees that the base is up. And 4GG there with the 22 gas timing there instead of the crazy late one that we saw against Mana previously. So playing a little bit safer. So what's Mana's play after this? Well, he's mining gas from both. And does he have the corner pylon? Yes, he does. He may go Stargate. He might. It's possible. But let's just say it wasn't really that impressive last time, but he didn't do it very well. So Twilight Council comes up. All right, are we going to see that aggressive blink play? We could. This could be DTs, it could be the aggressive blink play we've been seeing an awful lot in the PvT matchup lately, whereby you go for blink pretty early, which is especially good against CC first gasless builds, by the way, because stim is generally very late, and you obviously don't have a lot of marauders, so it's pretty good for picking off Marines. So that could work. And then you generally transition out of that. It could be for DTs, or it could be for something else. We've seen some interesting combination builds. Let's see what we get. Will we get Blink? Yes, we will. Okay, so it is the Blink build. Can work. Not a bad map for it either, honestly. Not a bad map. Mana picking off the scouting SCV before 4GG actually gets any info with it. So he knows where it is, but he doesn't have any other information. So that was nicely done there. Great map control and awareness by Mana to pick that off. 2 more gateways coming up in the corner here. This is going to be very difficult to scan. A scan will probably follow this fail. Oh my god, Mana, you aggressive son of a... Look at that. He is going 6-gate blink. Jeez, talk about aggressive. Mana has completely changed his style up here against 4GG. And it's probably for the best, because I wouldn't go late game against him. Hell no. Alright, 6-gate blink. Very Huck-esque here. It's not, I mean, it's not insanely committed, but it's pretty damn committed. He wants to kill 4GG early. He does not want a macro game. Of course, there are transitions out of it that can work pretty well. Alicia does a pretty good one, actually, in this matchup, which is he will transition out to Colossus very smoothly, and it works really, really well. But I don't know. I mean, I think Mana could do okay here. Scan comes down on the natural and spots nothing. Alright, that can be a bit of a tell. I can say, where's your army? Why is it not at the natural? Maybe it's out in the field. Mana needs to convert this. This is a bit of a mistake here. There we go. He's got it. Okay, that's not too big a deal. Alright, blink is now done. So we're going to be seeing a whoa, try again. A blink, 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 bleh. Let's try again. It's not real. That's not a real strategy, guys. I just made that up. A big blink stalker play. And he blinks straight into the main, and the time warp is on the ramp as well. This should be good for Mana. He's got to be a little bit careful with those. He loses the mothership core. This was not the best engagement. He's just lost his high ground vision. Not really sure what that was all about. He's still got a few stalkers on the top, so he can do some damage here, but he didn't want to lose that mothership core. He needed that high ground vision. Now he doesn't have it, and there's going to be a lot of bunkers coming in. Actually, the bunkers were salvaged. SCV's been pulled off the line. This is still a good position for Mana. He has a lot of blink stalkers. The scouting factory taking a lot of fire. It's going to be repaired there, as well as the blink out. How much more? Another pylon comes down. Mana intends to continue the aggression. He did lose his mothership core, which I feel was a bit of a mistake. 4 just coming out. I have a feeling he knows this is probably not going to break 4GG. To be fair, it wasn't well executed. Losing that mothership core was a mistake. Oh, that bunker might go down before... Oh, he doesn't kill it! He doesn't want to risk it. Stim goes forward and the blink is not available. Warpin comes in with the SCVs actually back to work. He didn't even have to pull them. But there comes another blink. This is a pretty brutal exchange on both sides here. 6-gate may overwhelm 4GG here, but the stims are really, really good. And 4GG smacks it down. Pro production has resumed, so Mana does not intend to continue with this. He may try and harass, but with no high ground vision, he's not going to be able to get much done here. There's Blink, just to take out a single SCV. That's not going to help him too much, so that's a shame. That was not well executed. 4GG handled it very well, and the losing the mothership core and not really having the best engagement there with the stalkers meant that, frankly, that was a bit of a failure. Alright, well, Mana gets back into production, so he has delayed some mining time, but not as much as he would have liked. He's also now supply blocked after losing that pylon, so that sucks. For the next 30 seconds, he can't produce probes or units, so that's not ideal. Well, well, well. Suddenly, 4GG looking in a pretty powerful spot here. An aggressive attempt here by Mana was solidly shut down, and I would say that 4GG is now ahead. He's got nice tech. He is lagging behind a little bit in the upgrades. This double forge play may catch him off guard. We're seeing a charge transition here from Mana. Again, not a bad call. I wonder what his follow-up is, though, because he doesn't really have any... He's got no AoE tech to back that up. Charge is nice, but with what? Aha! Templar Archives, okay. 4GG now starting to roll across the map. There is a mothership core, so Photonova Charge is going to be available. So I don't really feel like 4GG can do a huge amount, but he can poke and start to apply pressure. He may catch the blink stalkers out, but it's unlikely. There's the stim. Doesn't stim his entire army either. Notice how he did that. He only stimmed the front of it. He decided not to stim his entire army against blink, which of course would have been a mistake. Quick pick up there by 4GG. We'll now re-evacuate that. Mana starting to warp in charges, but charge is nowhere near ready. He does have an upgrade lead. Yeah, not a big one, but a good one. And not the best force fields in the world. They actually work against the Protoss player more so than anything else. Time Warp does come down, though, so it enables him to salvage that situation a little bit. But this is still looking pretty good for 4GG, I've got to say. Reinforcements coming around the back there. Not enough force field to actually salvage that army off. He brings back the medevacs here as well. A very efficient engagement for 4GG. Is able to break down the Zealot wall here. The Time Warp is about to go down. Down goes the Mothership Core as well. Yet more damage coming in here from 4GG. An aggressive blink. Try and take out one medevac. Takes one. Takes two. Looks to take a few more. And Mana will be able to throw this back, I think, but not without taking significant losses. An Archon now in the field here. Not too bad. He's going to need more than one, though. 4GG is bringing in reinforcements. Is he expanding? No, he is not. He is producing nothing but units right now. The +1's about to finish as well, so that's about to even up that upgrade disparity that we have between the two. There's a nice little blink coming in right there. The chargelets get caught a little bit out of position, but they're pretty good, and you've got to bear in mind that no concussive shell, so a lot of these chargelets are going to escape, whereas otherwise they would be killed. So it's a bit of an oversight there from 4GG, considering what his opponent's going. Still no concussive shell. It's cheap. He needs it. Get concussive shell. Please. That would be so useful here. As it stands, though, 4GG is still piling on the pressure, and he's got a much bigger army than his opponent here. 71 supply to 52. Upgrade lead has now evaporated. We're looking at 1-1 here. If 2-2 gets done, which is actually getting pretty close, then we may see that happen again. Zealot run by. Mana wants to do economic damage here. Goes straight after those units, takes out a couple of mules here, engages with the reinforcements, and may force... Oh, no, it won't. No, it won't. 4GG just pulled SCVs. He thinks he's got this. There's a big wall off here with a lot of photon cannons coming in. Oh, man, this is it. I think this is where 4GG says, you know what, I'm going to go for it. He pulls a lot of SCVs. He's going for it right now. There's no storm. There are Archons, but not too many of them. The photon cannons will be destroyed before they go up. They did funnel the SCVs quite well, but a lot of those SCVs haven't died yet. 4GG is kind of sitting in the time warp, saying, let's do the time warp again. Looking to focus fire on the Nexus here, and Mana doesn't have a good engagement arc, and he knows it. Is there a Mothership Core? Is there Photon Overcharge? Doesn't look like it. Mothership Core's just sitting in the base, doesn't have the energy, and now 4GG gets in a great position on the ramp here. Mana's army is trapped in the corner. All or nothing here for 4GG, and it looks like he might have it. The Archons can't even engage effectively here. Templar coming down. 2 storms! They're big storms, but they're not enough. 4GG has way more units. Army supply, 80 to 78 right now. 4GG powers forward. Looks to try and take out Mana after that failed 6-gate aggression at the start of the game. There's the GG, and 4GG cleans it up again. Known as the ace for Team Millenium for a damn good reason. And there it is, a close series, 5-4 in favor of Team Millenium. A narrow victory for the French team there. And Mousesports just isn't able to make it happen, not against 4GG. I wonder what would have happened if they'd sent Vortex. Maybe that would have been a better idea, but Mana's failed aggression early game transitioned into a solid lead there for the Terran player, and that, as they say, was that. 4GG cleaning house today. Very, very good play from him. He has done very well. Kills 3 players. Rock solid. And Dystar doing pretty well too. Dystar taking out Mana in a solid way. Gotta give him credit for that one. It's actually 4 kills for 4GG. Sorry. 4GG definitely doing the work there. All Terran on the Millenium side. So that's 4 kills for 4GG and 1 for Dystar to finish that one off. Nicely played. And there you go, folks. 5-4 is the result. This has been the Acer Team Story Cup Season 2. Brought to you, of course, by Acer and Take TV. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that series. If you missed any of the VODs, they are available for subscribers right now, and they will be available on the StarCraft channel over the next couple of days. I'll see you next time.